I have a 2011 Ferrari 458 Italia. This is the successor to the F430. This is not the newest mid-engine Ferrari anymore. There is the 488. However, in my opinion, this is the one to get because this is the last mid-engine V8 that's naturally aspirated. Today, I'll be driving this around, give you my impressions on how it drives, and show you around the car. And you guys can decide for yourself if this car is right for you. But before I get to that, I want to give a big shout out to Lake Forest Ferrari. As you can see in the back, they are lending me this car, so big thanks to them and Tyler. And you know what, I'm really excited about this, so let's get to it. Now here's a good view of the front side. It has these grills right here, and this is something that I picked up right away. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Obviously the Speciale has a different hood and different bumper, and it looks a lot more aggressive, but the 458 doesn't look bad. You do see some grills over here as well, but to me, the thing that always threw this car off was these slits right here, and it just looks a little weird to me. But outside of that, that's me being picky. Outside of these, the lights look gorgeous, modern, and overall the front of the car looks really good. All right, so here's a good shot of the side. You can see the carbon ceramic brakes. You can see the rotors clearly through the ribs. They are huge and massive. Same thing with the calipers. Of course, they have the Ferrari on there. Me personally, I love the ones where it's yellow or red that stands out, but black is if you want more of a low-key look. 360 and 430s, they look very similar from the side, but 458s and 488s, definitely a different look. And you do see vents over here and back there. Now here's a great look at the back side. You do see some fins down here, right? And obviously the staple three exhaust tip setup. That's how you could tell the difference between a 458 and 488. A lot of people can't tell the difference. 458s, you have 3 here. 488s, you just have 2 on the side. Of course, you see more vents here, right? You can see actually the radiators behind here, or some kind of cooler setup behind here. And you do have vents that go through, the air flows through from the top side, right? But overall, it's low, it's wide, and it's a Ferrari. Back here in the engine bay, you can see clearly the air intakes, 2 of them, both painted Ferrari red, and obviously that sticks out through the rear window. It is much tighter in here compared to my 360 and 430. They definitely covered up a lot more with panels and so forth. You have the dual throttle bodies, dual mass air sensors that go into one shared air box. So that is a different design, but overall, guys, this is the classic Ferrari engine bay, and it looks great. All right, guys, inside this 458, clearly, the first thing you notice is this big red RPM cluster over there. That is pretty cool. You got the steering wheel, obviously, with the paddle shifters, right? You do have the selector. Standard is sport. They don't even have a normal. Standard is sport, and then you have race, you have some traction control off, and everything off. So unless you know what you're doing, you don't want to use that. Interesting here, right? Turn signal left, right. There is no turn signal stock, so they put it right on the steering wheel. You have the engine start. You can select different kind of suspension settings, and here's the lights. Interesting. Actually, this is the high beam, I'm pretty sure. And then you have you can control your wipers from here, wiper controls. And if you look at the design, it's very simple. Okay, it's very simple. You do have vents here. It's kind of funky looking. Of course, you got 458 badge, and the doors is pretty plain, right? And then you got the center right here. You do have auto, reverse, PS, I'm not sure. And then windows right here, and you got hazard lights. And oh, look at that. If you hit open, that opens up. Yeah, so if you ever want to know how to open that, the glove box, you actually hit this open button right here, and that's how it opens. Interesting. So that's a quirk. Look at these, take a look at these seats. I mean, the seats look amazing. Amazing, modern and sporty. Here's the temperature control, pretty standard. You turn, you do auto, both sides. You get a very, very, very small cup holder right here. 360 430s do not have cup holders, and I guess enough Ferrari owners complain, so there's a very shallow one for something, way too small for a phone, but I mean, you could put something there. And then you have a regular size one right there. But of course, if you're driving this around, I mean, you really don't want to put any drinks there unless you had to, maybe for a date or something. All right, guys, I'm behind the wheel of a Ferrari 458, and this dual clutch is so much faster than my 360's F1. So that was cool. So this car is a little bit under 600 horsepower, 570, which sounds like it's tame compared to some of these crazy like muscle cars out there, but this car is insanely fast. Right now I'm in manual mode, so with the paddle shifters, you guys can hear that, right? Downshifts, super fast, super aggressive. Upshifts is instantaneous. It's amazing. If you guys haven't driven a dual clutch car before, this is an experience. In terms of suspension right now, like right off the bat, I can feel it's much softer than my 360. It rides really well, and the sound, hopefully you guys can hear this. The sounds amazing. I'm in fourth gear, going about 40 miles per hour. Just listen to that. Third gear. Oh, this is insane. So besides the exhaust note, which is amazing, this car is so much quieter. You don't hear anything from the outside besides the exhaust note. There's no wind noise, no road noise. At least I don't hear it because the exhaust covers it up. All right, so I just put the car in auto mode. I want to feel how this shifts. Oh yeah. Yeah, so going at low speeds here, I mean, dual clutch is just, yeah, it's so nice. Low speeds, you know, the F1 transmission is really clunky at low speeds. No matter how you feather the throttle or not feather it, or I mean, it's just tough. It's clunky when it's low speeds. These dual clutch, it's almost instantaneous. It's almost as good. Well, it is as good as automatic. In this car, there's 7 gears, not 6. I kept thinking it was 6, but it goes up to 7. I mean, outside of weather, you could really daily drive this. I mean, honestly, it's so comfortable. It's a revolutionary jump from 360 430. I mean, it's quiet. You still got that special feel. Obviously, you're in a Ferrari. It's low to the ground. You got the exhaust. You're not gonna mistake that you're in a normal car. You're gonna get the looks. However, you know, when you're in sport mode, you're cruising. It is so comfortable. The seats is comfortable. You can definitely hold a conversation. Like right now, I'm in 7th gear and it's just quiet. Steering's nice and tight. The steering wheel, obviously much more modern. You got that flat bottom, almost flat top. The turn in, yeah, really quick turn in. This is nice. I can get used to this. To conclude this review of this Ferrari 458 Italia, this is an amazing car. This is an amazing car. If I was to upgrade my 360, it would be up to a 458. I don't think there's enough reason to really jump up to a F430 unless it's to a Scuderia, which is a totally different beast. Okay, that's more in line with more like a race car, like a Challenge Stradale. But if I was going to upgrade, it would definitely be this car. I mean, the seats are comfortable. They look amazing. They look very similar to the 488 seats. I don't know if carried over to the 488, but the seats are modern looking. They're comfortable. They're kind of a combination between their like a luxury and a sport seat. My butt fits in here really good. Overall support is good. The steering wheel, this car is amazing. Okay, it's amazing. This will be a really good upgrade. It's fast. You don't need any more power than this. When I was flooring it out there, traction control kept kicking in because it's just too much horsepower. The dash layout, everything else in here looks modern. This is an amazing car, guys. If you guys can afford it, definitely take a look at this. A used one of these can be found in the low 160s now, all the way up. The Spiders still go up to about 230, 240. These new were about around that price, so depreciation dropped about, you know, a little bit less than half. All right, guys, that's it for my review of this 458. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm not gonna do the good, the bad, or the ugly because everything is just amazing in this car. All right, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, hit the like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more videos like this. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.